Hello everyone and welcome back to Troll Universe. This is just a quick tutorial on how to set up fully automated factories. So I'm gonna just show you, or industries, or whatever you wanna call it. I call it factory, but okay, anyway. Mine is not that big, but I will show you all the tips and tricks. Why did that pop up? Just when I said hints and... What did I say? Tips and tricks, and then that pops up? What? Is game like listening to me or something? Alright, so the first most important thing, you're gonna obviously start from the ore. When you harvest it, you need a place where to put it. So make whatever your container you need. So when you bring your ore, you're gonna drop them in these, and then it's gonna go directly into the refiners. I have tier 1 and tier 2 in here, all of them. So I can drop tier 1 and 2 into these, and then these are gonna refine all the stuff, and they're gonna go into this big container in here. I should already start with transfer units, but that's fine. And from this container it goes into the smelters. I only have 3, I haven't needed more than that right now. So they all make whatever you need. You definitely need silumin and steel and that alpha what I have. You need all these for the basic ones, so... And this is where you're gonna have to do, you know, little bit of creativity in here. From there the stuff goes into the containers in here. I have it a little bit mixed up. The silumin and this phi alloy thing goes in here, and the steel goes in here. And then from there you're gonna take a transfer unit, which is gonna transfer silumin product. It goes into the wherever the output is, and it takes it from this one, so you link it up properly to the transfer unit. And then you can have 9 other things take directly from the container, because every container has 10 links in total, the outputs and also inputs. So per every container you must have at least 1 transfer unit to not make a mess, you know. So these drop it in the container, and then the transfer unit takes it, where does it go exactly? Okay, I know it, where it is. And then you're gonna have all these separate containers for the transfer units where its stuff goes. I think this is a steel product. And this is where a next really important thing comes in play. Look at the names of the boxes. What pops up? See? Silumin product, basic container in the brackets. This is when you right click and rename your element. See, steel product, and this one is silumin product. All of these containers are named. See, basic components, basic screws 2, because I needed more. I ran out of the links already. See, if I right click and then look at the outputs, this is why you must name them. This is why it's very important. See, I know exactly where it goes. BAL stands for basic assembly line, and it makes retro rocket brake L's, and rest you can just read what it makes. And that's why it's important to rename them, because if you go to something else, to one of these for example, and then you click here, yeah, see, basic container, that's already a mistake in here, but input, see, basic reinforced frame M, basic components, basic hydraulics. So you know exactly what is what. So you don't just have some basic container like this one. Why is it in here? Basic container. That makes... oh, it does make basic containers. So, okay, I should do that. Basic containers S. That's what I should do. So I know there's a small difference. See, I already got myself confused. And all of the others are the same. See, it comes in from here. That makes dispenser M. It goes into that. See, that also says dispenser M. And I have 10 of them ready in here. So everything is automated in here. And these ones, I started saving space in here. I started stacking them behind each other, as you can see. Why did I put these two in? Okay, whatever. And then the containers, same way, see, basic atmospheric engines, and that's what it says on the container. This one is basic container M. Oh yeah, it does make basic container M. So again, I should rename these to basic... Wait, what? No, that's not basic containers M. That one I didn't rename. See, that was another mistake. And like I said, it's very important, so you don't have to... You don't have to guess what is what, and the name tells you everything. But that's basically all there is to it. See these metalworks and stuff? Whatever you need. Let's take something random. Let's take one of these assembly lines, like this one. This makes basic container L, so it needs basic components, basic hydraulics, and reinforced frames. And then you're gonna just start making them, all of them. See, I have them renamed in here, the containers. They are all 3 different containers. And then you're gonna just take it from there. The first thing you should put down the assembly line and then start making whatever it needs. I forgot, it was basic hydraulics, I think. They all go in here, which is kind of a mess in here. There's 10 different products in here, as you can see. Which means I'm gonna have 10 transfer units. I currently have 9. Yeah, 4, 4 and 1. So that's 9 total. And if you check these, they all take the different thing out of the container and put them into an individual container. That was before I was using the transfer units, and that's why it's so important. See, it's all ready in here. Everything. Like some of it. I could make more, but that's fine. I don't need to make more. It's just in case if you have too many of assembly lines working at the same time, then obviously they can, you know, have a choke point somewhere. Why is this? See, what's wrong with this one? On some reason that's blinking. Output, okay, that's actually shouldn't be like that, but whatever. I just don't like to see the orange lights, because orange light means it's, you know, jammed up, something is wrong with it. But on transfer units it doesn't really matter, it's fine. On these, however, for example, one of them was full. Let's check which container. Yeah, see, this wing one, it's full. One of these small containers can contain only 18 medium wings. And in this case, if you would set this to maintain like 19, then it will constantly be, you know, orange, which means it's jammed. And then you will constantly look at it. Ooh, what's wrong with it? And well, you might think that, okay, so what if it's orange? Well, so what is because if it runs out of schematics, then you don't know if it's actually jammed because there is no more space in the container, or because there are no schematics, or because there is no input materials. So that's why it's quite important in the assembly line case that you don't clog it up like this, that there is enough, you know, storage capacity. Then you instantly know if something is jammed because of input materials or schematics. Then you know, aha, that stuff needs something, you know. But with transfer units, not that important. So anyway, like I showed you, you take one of these assembly lines and then you look what they need and then you start making them. All of these in here, the metalworks, they are also renamed to whatever they make. See, basic standard frames, basic mobile panels, blah blah blah. And then you link them to individual containers. I actually have multiple ones in here. Why is... Okay, that's the large ones, I see. Robotic arms, I think these transfer units, basic screws, basic pipes. I haven't even made transfer units for them. Also basic screws, yeah, because there's so many of them. And then the boxes in the front in here, these are like basic screws, basic pipes, and all that kind of stuff. And then from here, you link it to whichever assembly lines needs it. And you should always have at least one transfer unit per container. If you know you're gonna need a lot more, you could put all 10, you know, transfer units, taking out from one container and splitting it into further 10 containers. And then you would have 9 links per container plus 1 transfer unit. What's wrong with this picture? That's weird. But yeah, I think this is all there is. That's the basics to a fully automated factory or industry or whatever you want to call it. I like factory more. So split it up with the transfer units, rename your stuff, put it properly. I personally like to put stuff on top of the containers so I know what belongs to what. I already made a small mess in here, as you can see. see the basic screws and pipes. I think that's where it comes from, but yeah. This container in here, like I showed, has 10 products, and then the transfer units will be stacked on top of it, so I know which transfer unit belongs to what. So if I'm gonna have like a, little bit of, mess that I need to remove some links somewhere or put more transfer units, then it's easier for me to know exactly which transfer units are for which container. But that is the main, idea how to run the industries. So if I will take something out of any of these containers, then these assembly lines will run until the schematics run out or until the ore runs out. So everything else is fully automated. You just have to feed ore and schematics to them, and that's all there is. And that's why it's also important not to block in your assembly lines. Always make sure you can get to them. But everything else that doesn't need schematics, like these metalworks, you technically don't need to have them out in the open like this. You can completely just box them in somewhere and just have them, hidden away behind a wall or whatever. But my personal preference is that everything shows up, and I know if I visually look at things, then I know that it doesn't work. Then I know that all of these metalworks have something to do with all of these containers in here. So that's how I want to have it. But this is everyone's personal, preference, whatever you want to have it. But base idea is exactly what I showed you. I hope you found it useful, and see you all next time.